Hello students, welcome back for the session of surface chemistry students. And last time we have told you the origin of charge on the colloids students, that there is a preferential adsorption of ions on the surface of the colloids, due to which they acquire either positive or negative charge. And we have shown you, for
Yes, sir.
example, in silver iodide, if we add silver nitrate in a solution of Ki students in Ki, then what happened is that I minus was common to AgI. This is in excess, this is in excess, and I minus ions are adsorbed on the surface of AgI, and it
Yes, sir.
becomes a negatively charged sol. On the other side, if you are having silver nitrate solution and adding Ki, and if silver ions are in excess students, then what will happen? The AgI will adsorb Ag plus ions on its surface. So basically what you are saying, that here you have a precipitate students. What you have? AgI. These are the AgI particle students. And what they are absorbing some ions. Supposing they are absorbing I minus ions on their surface. So what is the result of this? This layer of I minus is strongly attracted by AgI. So due to selective adsorption on the surface of colloidal particle, this I minus is strongly adsorbed here, students, on the surface of this AgI. This is my AgI, and this ion is strongly adsorbed on the surface of AgI. That's what we are saying.
Yes, sir.
What will happen? This I minus will then attract from the electrolyte which is present. What it will attract? It will attract counter ions from the medium. Counter ions. What do you mean by counter ion? This will attract positive ions. There will be some positive ions which will be present in the medium, students. In the medium. Counter ions from the medium, I am saying. From dispersion medium, students. So you have what you are getting now. This is one layer. What I am saying, I minus. And there's a counter ions layer. Counter ion layers. I minus layer. And there is a counter ion layer. So there are two layers now of opposite charges around the colloidal particle. What we are seeing around the colloidal particle? Two layers.
Yes, sir.
One layer is basically, all we are saying that this is our Ag. It adsorbed Ag plus ions. What it did? It has adsorbed Ag plus ions.
Ag plus ions.
So there are Ag plus ions, student, around it. This layer is firmly held. This is a firmly held. I'm saying this is firmly held by this and can be considered as a fixed layer. I will call it a fixed layer, students, because it is strongly adsorbed. These silver ions are strongly adsorbed on the surface of AgI. And these will attract a counter ion. What will they do? They are going to attract, students, a counter ion which will be negative ions. Negative ions. Negative ions. These are our counter ions. But this association will not be that strong as it is. The second is coming from the dispersion medium student, and this will be a diffused layer.
Okay.
It's a diffuse layer. This is a mobile layer student because it is coming from the dispersion
Dispersion
medium.
medium.
So it is not that fixed, whereas this is firmly held. This is firmly held. So there is a separation of charge, plus and minus, plus and minus. Now you can see that two layers of opposite charges around the colloidal particle. But I am seeing, students, there are two layers of oppositely charged ions. Two layers of oppositely charged ions, students. There are two layers of oppositely charged ions, and this is called Helmholtz electrical double layer. What do we call this, students?
Helmholtz electrical double layer.
Helmholtz. This question has been asked, what is Helmholtz electrical double layer?
Sir, this diffuse layer and fixed layer together are known as Helmholtz equation.
Yes.
Okay.
Positive and negative. Whenever there will be positive and negative, you know there will be some potential. There will be separation of charge is nothing but there is a potential difference
Yes, sir.
between these two layers. Charge positive, negative, there is a potential between them. But one is fixed, other is a diffuse double layer. So what we are saying, there is a potential difference between these two layers, the fixed and the mobile layer. One is fixed, other is mobile, one is firmly held, other is diffused layer. So there is a potential difference. The potential difference between fixed layer and diffused layer is called electrokinetic or zeta potential, students. This is what we are saying. This is called zeta potential. They have asked in the exam, what is zeta potential? The potential difference between the fixed layer and the mobile layer around the colloidal particle is known as zeta potential. Because the two are oppositely charged, students. Whenever you have a layer of positive and negative, there will be a potential difference between them. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And this layer is double layer is called Helmholtz electrical double layer, and the potential difference between the two layers, one is firmly held, other is mobile, is called zeta potential or electrokinetic potential, students. Definition is important, has been asked in paper. They are asked in the question, what is zeta potential? What is electrokinetic potential? That's why we have given you this information. 1 mark question was asked in the paper. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Because colloidal particles will absorb ion, either positive or negative. But once it absorbs ions, then that is a fixed layer, students, strongly absorbed. Then it will attract a counter ion from the dispersion medium. And that layer is mobile because it is moving. So there will be a separation of charges, student, positive and negative, and that will be a seat of the potential difference, which we call as zeta potential. All right.
Okay, sir.
So we understood the idea, what we're talking about. Now, there was a question. What question was there? Question is like this, student, because questions are important. Question. Give experimental evidence. Give experimental evidence that colloidal particles have charge. Colloidal particles have charge. Have charge. How will you give experimental evidence? You are saying there is a charge on the colloidal particle because they are absorbing ions, positive or negative. What experiment you can do in order to prove that these particles are either positive or negatively charged, students? What do you think? What we will do? Question. Experimental evidence is required, students, when we are saying something. So what is
Sir, we can take the colloidal solution in a beaker
Hmm.
and dip two electrodes in the beaker,
Hmm.
which are made up of inert metal like platinum or gold, which does not react.
Okay.
Then we can apply an electric potential across the two electrodes. So
Okay.
due to this potential, the ions present in the colloidal solution will move towards the oppositely charged electrodes.
Okay. Yes, that is a correct. That is what you call as electrophoresis, students. What I am talking is electric potential is being applied, students. Phoresis means movement of the colloidal particles when electric potential is applied. What you are saying? Movement of movement of colloidal particles when
An electric potential is applied.
electric potential is applied. Okay, potential is applied. For example, if I have AS2S3 solid, you know what type of charge arsenic sulfides are carrying on their surface. We gave you some idea of that. What was the charge on arsenic sulfide, students? If I take arsenic sulfide salt, students, what is the charge on this?
Sir, it has negatively charged salts.
Yes, negatively charged because it absorbs S
S
minus two
minus 2
ions.
ions. Yes, sir.
So these two ions are on their surface, negatively charged. So what I do, okay, here is a apparatus which I have shown now. You can see what has been done. Is a U tube, is a glass tube. There are two electrodes, positive and negative. Two electrodes are here, students. So what will be the result of that? If I will apply an electric potential, students, electric potential is applied, the result will be what? If I have, you see, if I have AS2, S3 negative, then it will move towards the positive plate.
Yes, sir.
It will move towards the positive plate, students. And once it reaches that plate or electrode, it will get discharged, students. Okay? The charge, it will lose electron
Yes, sir.
and it will get discharged. So it will start accumulating over the surface of the
Okay.
positive plate. So we can see that in this case, what has happened, that these particles, colloidal particles, they are all moving towards this plate and are getting collected, accumulated at this plate. So these are platinum electrode, students, which is an inert electrode. Platinum electrode is an inert electrode, it doesn't react. So the accumulation of the colloidal particles oppositely charged plate is an experimental evidence, students, that colloidal particles are carrying the charge. All will go towards one plate because either they are positive or they are negative.
Negative.
So this is known as electrophoresis, and this is an experimental evidence. Question has been asked also, what is electrophoresis? What is electrophoresis? Or in other words, this is an experimental evidence to show that colloidal particles are charged particles. And diagrams are not required in the paper, only they are to show you that this is how the things are working. All the theory is important. The definitions are important, students. What we have said, that will be asked in the papers. So we already have given you what is electrophoresis, students. Now, further, we are talking of electroosmosis. What happens, students? In electrophoresis, colloidal particles moved,
Yes,
but
sir.
you know that colloidal, you are saying colloidal particles are charged particles, students.
Yes, sir.
Okay, they have charge. Dispersion medium also has a charge,
Yes, sir.
equal and opposite.
Opposite.
ठीक है?
No. Yes, sir.
Equal and opposite, you are saying. That is why the colloids are neutral.
Yes, sir.
As such, colloidal solutions are neutral. If this is positive, there is a negative charge on it, students. Supposing I prevent by some method, I stop the movement of the colloidal particle, students, in an electric field, then what will happen? The movement of dispersion medium will take place. What is happening? The dispersion medium will begin to move. Dispersion medium will move towards the opposite charged plate. If I stop or prevent, if I prevent the movement of this colloidal particles,
Okay.
and this process is called, students, electroosmosis. What do we call this?
Electroosmosis.
Electroosmosis. These are only one mark definition, students, but as I told you, chemistry is full of definitions, and there will be definitely few questions on definitions only. Yeah, they will ask you definitions also, every year they ask, so it can be anything. So electron osmosis is the motion of liquid which is adjacent to a flat charged surface under the influence of electric field applied parallel to the surface. This phenomena has been utilized to separate ionic species by their charge and frictional forces. The technique is well known as capillary electrophoresis. That's the application of the electro-osmosis, students. Okay, we know about it. These two things are important by definition mainly. What I said, electrophoresis and electroosmosis, they are opposite of each other. In one, colloidal particles will move. In another, colloidal particles we do not allow to move. Then dispersion medium. That's the only difference. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Coming to the more important topic again, students, because questions, colloid is a very important topic. Now we're talking of the coagulation or precipitation of the salts. What do you mean by coagulation, students? Or precipitation of the salts? Salts, you know, lyophobic salts are not very stable.
Yes, sir.
So if we coagulate, if we precipitate them, they will settle down. They will settle down and form a precipitate.
Yes, sir.
So there are different methods of doing that. Coagulation. You have heard about coagulation of egg.
Yes, sir.
अंडा उबाल देते हो तो क्या होता है?
कोगुलेट कर जाता है उसके अंदर का
कोएगुलेट
egg.
कर जाता है, लिक्विड
sir.
होता है उसके अंदर, जो वो सब क्या होता है, जम जाता है, वो जो अंदर येलो कलर का होता है. तो एग एल्बुमिन क्या होता है? वो बॉयल कर दिया आपने, बॉयल कर दिया ना, वो कह रहे हैं अंडा बॉयल कर दो, एग बॉयल कर दिया तो कोएगुलेट हो गया. कोएगुलेशन ऑफ बटर भी आपने देखा.
यस सर, हमारा ब्लड भी कोगुलेट कर जाता है थोड़े टाइम बाद जब चोट लगती है.
हाँ, तो उसको बचाने के लिए ऑलरेडी अंदर तुम्हारे ब्लड में है, नहीं तो अगर बॉडी के अंदर ही कोएगुलेट कर गया तो खत्म हो जाएगा सब कुछ. आपको पता है कि वो स्टेबलाइजिंग एजेंट्स ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट हैं.
यस सर. यस सर.
आपके अंदर कोएगुलेशन नहीं होना चाहिए ब्लड का, तो वो हमारे पास हैं. देयर आर एजेंट्स, यू नो, स्टेबलाइजिंग एजेंट्स व्हिच आर डूइंग दैट जॉब. Nature has made you, everything has been given by nature, or our life cannot exist. See how lucky we are that we have a life, and such a complex system. Can't believe that entire science is working inside your body. And now we're learning, whatever we learn, we say, oh, it's in your body also. Can't believe it. If I don't know, I don't know. See, I have, it's all based on my how much science knowledge you have. Every physics, every chemistry, every biochemistry, everything is working inside your body. All the laws are working, laws of gravitation, everything is working. Unbelievable. If water is not there, we will not live. And water cycle is there, nitrogen cycle is there, carbon cycle, everything is working. Did I made it? Did you make it? No.
No, sir.
That's why I say it's a God's creation. But scientists give their own theories, Big Bang theory, whatever it is, but how everything happened, nobody knows. What we know about atom today? Only 3 to 5%. Interesting. Only 3 to 5% knowledge is there. And the scientists are spending their whole life in finding more particles are there in the atom. 45, 50, 60, and much smaller in size than what you talking about, electron, proton, and neutron. And with just three particles, we are able to run so much of science. Interesting. With only three particles, which we never see, only in experiment we are able to get them. We are doing all the physics, chemistry, and everything. And we have information, there are more than 100 such particles which are much smaller than this in the atom now, for which we still don't know much. So with only few percent, 3 to 5%, you are doing so much that I am taking online class with you. How will I take online class with you? Tell me. So unbelievable situation. How much science is working. And all these basic laws which you are studying, everything will work. Till they work, okay. And we are, scientists are doing research, people like you are working day and night and to find more and more information. That is not that easy thing, interesting thing. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So that's why a lot of people do science, because they know it's a mystery. And the more they know, the more is there, which there is no end to it. How much information you can get. And every experiment you see has taken time. You are eating boiled eggs, but you never know unless I told you, oh, it's a coagulation of the egg. Albumin gets coagulated. So our theories are related with our everyday life things. So electrophoresis. Now, if I want to coagulate lyophobic salts, students, what are the different methods of doing that? How many ways are there? Different methods are there. Just now we told you about electrophoresis.
Yes, sir.
So if it has a charge, I will apply electric potential. I will put two plates, anodes and anode and cathode, students, and I will apply an electric field. Then what will happen? They will get discharged at the opposite plate. And once they lose their charge, students, they will lose their stability. They will aggregate, form precipitates or coagulate. Because the equal same charge on all the particles repels and keeps them away from each other. Once that charge is removed, student, what will happen? They will coalesce, form aggregate, and will precipitate. Right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So if I remove the charge, students, by electrophoresis, the result will be coagulation.
Okay.
That is the principle of removal or coagulation. One first method of coagulation is electrophoresis. Second is, students, if I say that my colloid is positively charged, your colloid is positively charged. For example, if you say ferric hydroxide colloid, this is my ferric hydroxide colloid, student, it has got Fe3 plus ions. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And you have arsenic sulfide, student. You are saying this is negatively charged. There's a negative charge, there's a positive charge. So if I mix them, what will happen? Oppositely charged salts, when mixed, they will neutralize. They will neutralize.
Yes, sir.
So charges will be neutralized, students, and what will be the result of that? The precipitation will take place. So if I mix hydrated ferric oxide, which is positively charged, with arsenious sulfide, student, which is negatively charged, there will be a mutual coagulation. This is known as mutual.
Coagulation.
1 mark questions are asked to students, so that's why we are doing it. They will ask you what is mutual coagulation, 1 mark. This is our answer. Coagulation, mutual coagulation. Coagulation by electric field electrophoresis. Depends on the question. 1 mark question has been given in one of the papers. Further, we are saying when sol is boiled, the adsorbed layer is disturbed, students. Due to increased collisions with molecules of the dispersion medium, this reduces charge on particles and ultimately leads to settling down in the form of precipitate. You will heat it, what will happen? Temperature will rise. The adsorbed ions will get dissolved by having more energy. Then ultimately what will happen? The charge will be just going away, and the result will be they will coagulate. That we said coagulation of butter, coagulation of the egg by boiling. Sometimes by cooling also you see the coagulation take place. Do you know any example of that? Cooling. This is boiling. I'm saying, supposing I do cooling. What is happening in cooling? You know any example of that? तुम्हें पता है कि दूध को उबालते हो,
Yes, sir.
फिर उसको ठंडा करते हो तो ऊपर क्या मलाई आ जाती है?
मलाई जम जाती है. Yes,
हाँ,
sir.
तो फिर वो एक मेथड है कि मलाई जिनको शौक है खाने का, तो इफ यू वांट कि व्हाट इज दैट कमिंग अप, बटर फैट जो ऊपर आ रही है, तो कोएगुलेशन हो रही है स्टूडेंट्स बाय कूलिंग ऑफ द हॉट मिल्क. तो जो मिल्क फैट होती है वो ऊपर आ जाती है सरफेस के ऊपर, स्टूडेंट्स. तो यहाँ पे बॉईल किया था मैंने एग और मिल्क को, आई एम बॉइलिंग इट, हीटिंग इट, देन आई एम कूलिंग इट. तो यहाँ पर हमने ये बता दिया कोएगुलेशन ऑफ मिल्क जो हुआ है ऑन कूलिंग द मिल्क फैट स्टार्ट्स फ्लोटिंग ऑन द सरफेस. बोलो सही है गलत है?
Yes, sir.
अच्छा, क्योंकि वो मुझे नहीं पता था कि वो मैडम ने दूध उबाला तो वो कह रही है मैंने पंखा चला दिया. मैंने बोला कि अब पंखा किस लिए चला दिया? वो कहने लगी मलाई तभी जमती है. मैं थोड़ी उबाल रहा था दूध. अब मैंने इसको पढ़ा तो मैंने कहा हाँ ये तो मैं देख ही रहा हूँ ऊपर. So if you boil the milk and leave it for cooling, then you will see the butter fat coming on the top of the floating on the milk. अब एक और इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये पूछा गया था क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज परसिस्टेंट डायलिसिस. देखो एवरीथिंग रट्टेबाजी नहीं समझना है, बस कुछ नहीं इसमें. हम आप यू कैन राइट योर ओन आंसर इन द पेपर, नो प्रॉब्लम, बट यू शुड नो द बेसिक कंसेप्ट व्हाट इट इज. डायलिसिस हमने पढ़ा, व्हाट इज डायलिसिस, ठीक है. व्हाट इज डायलिसिस, टेल मी व्हाट इज डायलिसिस. What do you know about dialysis?
Sir, dialysis is a process of removing a dissolved substance from a colloidal sol through diffusion by a semi-permeable membrane.
अच्छा ठीक, अब ठीक हो गया. You finally came to the diffusion and semi-permeable membrane. That is a chemistry term. So diffusion of the electrolytes takes place through semi-permeable membrane. That is dialysis. In your blood, you are doing dialysis. You know what you are doing, removing the impurities from the blood, which was the job to be done by kidney. Kidney क्या करती है? वो kidney dialyzer है. ये kidney is a dialyzer.
Yes, sir.
तो उसके अंदर भी लगे हैं कुछ ऐसी चीजें जो ये फिल्टर कर लेती है. अब ये ट्रेसेस ऑफ जो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स होते हैं उनको रिमूव. लेकिन अगर इफ आई keep on repeating this, what will happen? All the impurities will be removed.
Yes, sir.
But in dialysis, when I said purification, I mentioned a word requisite. मैंने एक वर्ड का यूज किया था, रिक्विसिट।
Requisite minimum. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Requisite amount तक removal of impurities, I use that word. Because if I completely remove, then whole charge is gone. And some amount of charge is required for stability of the colloids. And if I will do repeated dialysis, that is called persistent dialysis, students. Prolonged means for a long period of time, then traces of electrolyte present are removed almost completely and colloids will become unstable and coagulate. Got it?
Okay, sir.
They have
Yes,
asked,
sir.
they have asked what is persistent dialysis in the paper. Dialysis, persistent dialysis was asked and students wrote the dialysis. Answer gave dialysis. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
And then they did not get mark for that. Because there's a main thing was to find what why they asked this question. Repeated dialysis, what is the function of repeated dialysis? Then coagulation will take place. Got it?
Yes, sir.
These are some of the example, students, that we should be very careful of what type of question is given. Further, we are talking of another important point now where big question is coming in the paper every year. What you are saying, students, that you have a colloid and this has either plus charge or minus charge. And if I add electrolyte, students, now this electrolyte will have two ions, one positive and one negative. And if
Yes,
your
sir.
colloid is positively charged, it needs negative ion. If it is negative, it needs positive ions. So when you will add, what will happen? Neutralization will take place. Neutralization of what, student? Neutralization of charges will take place. Neutralization of opposite charge will take place, students. And when neutralization of opposite charge will takes place, this will be result in coagulation, students. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
And we can say that if it is positive, student, colloid is positive, then you need a negative ion
Yes, sir.
and which will cause precipitation. This is called coagulating ion.
Okay.
This is called coagulating ion, students. And if it is negative, then you will need a positive coagulating ion to cause the precipitation.
Okay,
To cause
sir.
the precipitation.
Precipitation.
Now the question is, supposing this colloid is positively charged and you are getting a negative ion. It could be Cl minus, it could be SO4 2 minus, student, it could be PO4 3 minus. Now which will need lesser amount? This one or this one?
Sir, PO4 3 minus.
So because this is equal to 3 minus. So
Yes,
this
sir.
power is more. These are called flocculating ions, students, or coagulating ions. What we call as coagulating or flocculating ion. Flocculating ion, students. So it's a simple thing, students, that we understand by ourselves that what we are saying, that the if you are adding, students, oppositely charged ions, then the valence of the ion will decide the power to coagulate. The more the charge on the opposite ion or the coagulating ion, students, lesser amount will be required. Lesser amount will be required.
Yes,
That means
sir.
the power will be more for which this one as compared to this one. This is 3 times more powerful than this. This sulfate is 2 times more powerful than this because it's a neutralization of charges.
Yes,
So
sir.
faster will be the coagulation because the positively charges are being neutralized, students. So we can say Hardy-Schulze has given a rule. This question has been asked, what is Hardy-Schulze rule? Okay?
Okay.
Important, very important, students. I am putting a star on this, student. Important Hardy-Schulze rule. Greater is the valency of the positively charged ion of electrolyte being added, student. Faster is coagulation. The principle of electrostatic attraction. Greater the valency of the flocculating ion, greater is coagulation power. So, if for negative sols, I have shown this is the order. This 3 plus is more powerful than 2 plus, sodium plus. So, the aluminum 3 plus will have a higher coagulating power, higher flocculating power than barium sulfate.
Yes, sir.
If I give you AlCl3, question has been given in the paper. Barium sulfate and NaCl, they asked which will coagulate faster, students, which will have a higher coagulating power, or which will be needed in lesser amount, students, which will be needed in lesser amount, AlCl3,
AlCl3. Yes,
because
sir.
the valence of this is 3 plus.
Al plus 3. Yes, sir.
Because if I am going to get rid of the negative collision, coagulation of the negative collision. And for positive soil, students, you can see what ions we have written. Because once this was given and students were confused because he gave K4 FeCN6. Now the story was that there was some confusion to the students what it means. So they gave barium sulfate, NaCl or KCl, and magnesium phosphate. So here you can see oppositely charged ions. This has 4 minus. This is a coordination compound which we will learn in organic chemistry, student. This is 4K plus FeCN6, 4 minus. This doesn't dissociate
Okay.
because this dissociates as 4K plus FeCN6, 4 minus. This doesn't dissociate. This is a coordination
Okay.
compound. It's a complex compound, students. We will discuss this in coordination compounds. Important question for exam. One is will be coming most likely, I'm telling you. So note it down.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are saying there is a flocculation value, students. Coagulating value. What is a flocculation value or a coagulating value, students? So they have defined that the minimum concentration of an electrolyte in millimoles. I'm saying millimoles. Millimoles means how much milli? 1 milli is how much? Milli is 10 minus 3
1
mole.
minus 3 power.
Millimole. You actually very small amounts are required. Per liter required to cause precipitation of a sol in 2 hours. It's a slow process. It takes 2 hours. For example, if I have a sol, I will add millimoles. So minimum amount which should be added for coagulation, that is called the flocculating value. Minimum amount in millimoles. So the smaller the quantity, what will be the coagulating power, student? Coagulating power is inversely proportional to the, what is it, charge of the ion we just showed you, and the smaller the quantity, coagulating power is inversely proportional to the quantity of the electrolyte. ठीक है?
Okay, sir.
Is a way of representing. Lesser the quantity of the electrolyte, more powerful it is. Right or wrong?
Okay.
I mean,
Yes,
we
sir.
have to think because sometimes there is little confusion. So I put more pressure on my brain to know कि मेरे से भी गलती ना हो जाए. यहाँ पर थोड़ा स्टूडेंट्स गड़बड़ करते हैं. वैल्यू वो दे देता है तो वो सोचते हैं जिसकी वैल्यू ज्यादा है तो वही ज्यादा पावरफुल होगा. तो चार्ज ज्यादा होगा तो वो ज्यादा कोगुलेटिंग करेगा, लेकिन क्वांटिटी तो लेस यूज होगी. तो जो
Yes,
क्वांटिटी
sir.
इलेक्ट्रोलाइट की कम होगी तो उसकी कोएगुलेटिंग पावर ज्यादा होगी।
Okay.
तो कोएगुलेटिंग पावर इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू कोएगुलेशन वैल्यू ऑफ द फ्लोकुलेशन और कोएगुलेशन फ्लो। तो फ्लोकुलेशन वैल्यू जिसकी कम है उसकी कोएगुलेटिंग पावर ज्यादा है। इसको मैं ऐसे भी लिख सकता हूँ, इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू फ्लोकुलेशन वैल्यू। मिनिमम अमाउंट जो कॉज करता है कोएगुलेशन उसे क्या बोलते हैं? फ्लोकुलेशन वैल्यू। अगर ये कम है
value.
तो पावर ज्यादा है। बोलो यस और नो?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो इसलिए कंफ्यूजन को हटाने के लिए मैंने लिख दिया। यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन आया हुआ पेपर में, ये यहाँ पे कंफ्यूजन है थोड़ा। यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट गलती करते हैं एग्जाम में, उनको वो लगता कि वो वैल्यू ज्यादा है तो उसकी पावर ज्यादा है। ऐसा ही लगेगा मुझे भी। डेफिनेशन पढ़नी है तो देखना है कि उसका मीनिंग क्या है। कई बार दे विल आस्क यू सिंपल डेफिनेशन आल्सो इन द पेपर, बी केयरफुल। ये हाँ समझ आ गई स्टोरी?
Yes, sir.
यूनिवर्सली लिखा मैंने।
Yes, sir.
तो ये सारे हमने लायोफोबिक फॉर कोएगुलेशन ऑफ लायोफोबिक सॉल्ट्स वी हैव टोल्ड यू दीज आर द डिफरेंट मेथड्स। कोई भी एक पूछा जा सकता है पेपर में स्टूडेंट्स, जो भी हमने बताया, परसिस्टेंट डायलिसिस, बॉइलिंग कर दी, कूलिंग कर दी आपने मिल्क की, और इलेक्ट्रोलाइट ऐड कर दी अपोजिट के, तो हार्डी-शुल्ज रूल आ गया। उस पर क्वेश्चन बहुत आते हैं, बार बार आते हैं, कंपटीशन में भी आता है वो, तो ये थोड़ा केयरफुल है। और फिर कोएगुलेशन ऑफ जो लायोफिलिक सॉल्ट्स होती हैं, लायोफिलिक सॉल्ट्स होते हैं, ये तुम्हें ये पता है कि जो लायोफिलिक होते हैं स्टूडेंट्स, दे आर मोर स्टेबल।
Yes, sir.
अब रीजन तुम्हें पता है, व्हाट इज द रीजन देन? व्हाट इज द रीजन?
Because they are solvent attracting or solvent loving.
तो चार्ज तो दोनों पर है, लेकिन दूसरा फैक्टर क्या है इसका? सॉल्वेशन।
Solvation.
यहां पे सॉल्वेशन नहीं है, सिर्फ चार्ज है। ठीक है, हियर देयर आर टू फैक्टर्स। तो इफ आई रिमूव चार्ज, इफ आई रिमूव द सॉल्वेशन, तो फिर क्या होगा? ये विल कोएगुलेशन हो जाएगा इनका। इफ आई रिमूव दीज टू, व्हाट विल हैपन? कोएगुलेशन विल टेक प्लेस, यस और नो?
Yes,
इनका
sir.
तो मैंने बता ही दिया, कितने मेथड्स बताए तुम्हें। तो इसकी क्या हो जाएगी? कोएगुलेशन। तो क्या
Yes.
करेंगे फिर हम, कैसे करेंगे? देखो, एक तो आप यू ऐड सम इलेक्ट्रोलाइट,
Okay.
तो चार्ज खत्म हो जाएगा, तो फिर गया वो। दूसरा क्या है वो तो हमने बता ही दिया, अभी इलेक्ट्रोलाइट का तो आपने देख ही लिया कि कैसे हो रहा है। सेकंड में क्या है कि सॉल्वेंट को मैं चेंज कर दूं। फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर मेरा एक हाइड्रोफिलिक सॉल है, देखो सॉल क्या है? हाइड्रोफिलिक सॉल। तो इसमें सॉल्वेशन किसका है? वाटर का।
Water.
तो अगर वाटर को मैं रिमूव कर दूं, इफ आई रिमूव वाटर, देन व्हाट विल हैपन? कोएगुलेशन हो जाएगी। तो
Yes,
इसका
sir.
मतलब कि इसके अंदर कोई दूसरा सॉल्वेंट ऐड कर दूं, ठीक है, ऑर्गेनिक, कोई ऑर्गेनिक सॉल्वेंट ऐड कर देता हूं। जैसे मैंने आई एडेड सपोजिंग अल्कोहल स्टूडेंट्स, और एसीटोन ऐड कर दिया। अब क्या होगा कि वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स विल बी रिप्लेस्ड बाय अल्कोहल और एसीटोन स्टूडेंट्स। तो डिहाइड्रेशन हो जाएगी किसकी? जो तुम्हारा सॉल है उसके सरफेस से वाटर मॉलिक्यूल हट जाएंगे और ये आने शुरू हो जाएंगे स्मॉल अमाउंट। तो फिर क्या हो जाएगी? कोएगुलेशन। व्हाट विल यू गेट? कोएगुलेशन स्टूडेंट्स। तो ये हम कर सकते हैं। समझ में आ गया?
Yes, sir.
यू हैव नोटेड डाउन एवरीथिंग?
Yes, sir.
ओके। देखो, अब एक और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट, इस पर क्वेश्चन आने वाला पेपर में, मैं अभी बता दूं। प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ कोलाइड्स की बात हो रही है। अब व्हाट कोलाइड नीड्स प्रोटेक्शन? टेल मी, व्हिच कोलाइड नीड्स प्रोटेक्शन?
Coagulation.
Which colloid will need protection?
Sir, lyophobic.
हाँ, लायोफिलिक तो स्टेबल है,
Yes, sir.
तो लायोफोबिक कोलाइड्स you were told they are not stable, ठीक है. When something is not stable, they will need a protection. उनको क्या जरूरत पड़ेगी?
Protection.
प्रोटेक्शन की. तो आई विल हैव टू ऐड समथिंग टू प्रोटेक्ट देम. अब क्या ऐड करेंगे कि वो प्रोटेक्ट हो जाए?
Sir, stabilizing agents.
हाँ, तो यहाँ पर हमें जरूरत पड़ेगी जिससे कि प्रिवेंट हो जाए. प्रिवेंट हो जाए क्या? प्रिवेंट हो जाए. कोएगुलेशन हो रही है. सारा टॉपिक कौन सा स्टडी कर रहे हैं? कोएगुलेशन स्टूडेंट्स. हाउ टू प्रिवेंट कोएगुलेशन ऑफ द लायोफोबिक कोलाइड्स. तो होता क्या स्टूडेंट्स की लायोफिलिक सॉल्ट्स आर यूज्ड. कौन से सॉल्ट यूज होते हैं?
Lyophilic.
Lyophilic salts are used to protect, we are saying to protect students lyophobic salts. Why? Because they will form a layer on the surface of the lyophobic colloid students, and since they are stabilized by the solvent, so they will give a protection to the lyophobic colloids. वो क्या करेंगे? प्रोटेक्शन देंगे. किसको
Okay.
प्रोटेक्शन देंगे? लायोफोबिक सॉल्ट्स की. तो जैसे गोल्ड सॉल्ट्स थे, सिल्वर थे, फॉर एग्जांपल गोल्ड सॉल्ट्स, सिल्वर सॉल्ट्स, टेल मी आर दे लायोफोबिक और लायोफिलिक? आर दी गोल्ड सिल्वर सॉल्ट लायोफोबिक और लायोफिलिक?
Sir, gold and silver are lyophobic.
तो इसको प्रोटेक्ट करना है. ठीक है. तो
Yes,
हमने
sir.
क्या किया? जेलेटिन होता है, जेलेटिन होता है, एल्बुमिन होता है. दे आर लायोफोबिक और लायोफिलिक.
They are lyophilic.
तो इसमें ऐड कर दिया.
Okay.
तो लायोफिलिक पार्टिकल्स विल फॉर्म ए लेयर. वो क्या करेंगे? एक लेयर बना लेंगे अराउंड
The
लायोफोबिक
lyophobic particle.
colloids. So around lyophobic soil, they will form a layer. Therefore, they will protect them from electrolytes. तो जो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स होते हैं स्टूडेंट, उससे ये प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे, उनको प्रोटेक्ट कर लेंगे. तो अब उन्होंने क्या किया कि ये एक लिस्ट है हमारे पास किसकी? प्रोटेक्टिव कोलाइड्स की. जो भी whatever lyophilic salts are, few are more effective than others. कुछ ऐसे हैं जो ज्यादा इफेक्टिव हैं प्रिवेंट करने के लिए, प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए. किसको? कोएगुलेशन ऑफ किसका? लायोफोबिक सॉल्ट्स का.
Lyophobic. Okay.
So the colloid which is added to prevent coagulation of colloidal sol is called protective colloid. इनको क्या बोलते हैं?
Protective colloids.
जैसे ये हमने बताया, जेलेटिन है, गम है, स्टार्च है, ये सब क्या है? लायोफिलिक.
Yes, sir.
स्टार्च है, एग एल्बुमिन है. इस तरह से ये सब क्या करेंगे? ब्लड है. तो ये सब प्रोटेक्टिव कोलाइड्स का रोल प्ले करेंगे.
Okay.
तो किसके पास ज्यादा पावर है? विच इज मोर इफेक्टिव? अब ये देखना, यहाँ पर ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, जरा दिमाग लगाना है बस, और कुछ नहीं. यहाँ तक समझ में आ गया?
Yes, sir.
ये डायरेक्ट डेफिनेशन पूछी गई है, व्हाट आर प्रोटेक्टिव कोलाइड्स और हाउ विल यू प्रोटेक्ट लायोफोबिक कोलाइड्स. देखो ये बहुत बड़ी इंफॉर्मेशन बता रहा हूँ, यहाँ पे बहुत क्वेश्चन मिलते हैं आपको. फिर गोल्ड नंबर आ गया. अब वो क्या कह रहा है कि मिनिमम अमाउंट ऑफ प्रोटेक्टिव कोलाइड इन मिलीग्राम्स. गोल्ड का एक सॉल होता है स्टूडेंट्स, अभी मैंने बताया था गोल्ड का सॉल. इसके अंदर मेरे पास क्या है स्टूडेंट्स? गोल्ड का सॉल है. ठीक है. ये
Yes, sir.
लायोफोबिक है. बोलो यस और नो।
Yes, sir.
और ये क्या होगा, कोएगुलेट हो जाएगा, ठीक है।
Yes, sir.
अगर इसमें मैंने कुछ थोड़ा भी इलेक्ट्रोलाइट डाल दिया तो ये कोएगुलेट हो गया। अब मैं इसको प्रोटेक्ट करना चाहता हूं, ठीक है जी।
Yes, sir.
तो मैं इसमें क्या ऐड करूंगा, कोई लायोफिलिक कोलाइड, क्या ऐड करूंगा, लायोफिलिक
Lyophilic
कोलाइड।
colloids. Lyophilic, okay.
बट मेरे पास ये लिस्ट है, देखो ये सब लायोफिलिक कोलाइड्स की लिस्ट है। क्या है, जेलेटिन, होमोग्लोबिन, गम एराबिक, एब एल्मिन, पोटैटो स्टार्च, सोडियम ओलीट, गम ट्रेर स्टार्च। इस तरह से मैंने देखा कितनी वैल्यूज बताई हैं तुम्हें। अब इनमें से सबको मुझे देखना है कि कौन बेस्ट है, मान लो किसकी ज्यादा पावर है प्रोटेक्ट करने की। तो इसके लिए फिर हमने क्या डिफाइन किया, एक गोल्ड नंबर बनाया। तो गोल्ड नंबर क्या चीज है कि मैंने इसके अंदर प्रोटेक्टिव कोलाइड डाल दिया, लेकिन कंपैरिजन जब करूंगा तो स्टैंडर्ड वैल्यू लेनी पड़ेगी। टेल मी, कोई चीज को कंपेयर कर रहे हैं तो ये तो नहीं कि कोई डिफरेंट अमाउंट ले लूंगा तो व्हाट कंपैरिजन आई विल मेक। तो हमने क्या किया, हम कह रहे हैं कि द मिनिमम अमाउंट ऑफ प्रोटेक्टिव कोलाइड इन मिलीग्राम्स कह रहा हूं,
Okay.
मिलीग्राम्स, कितना मिनिमम अमाउंट।
Milligrams, okay.
अब मिलीग्राम बहुत छोटा होता है लेकिन यहाँ पे थोड़ी यूज होती है मिलीग्राम में। जस्ट टू प्रिवेंट कोएगुलेशन ऑफ 10 मिलीलीटर ऑफ गोल्ड सॉल्ट। हम क्या करते हैं, इसमें लेते हैं 10 मिलीलीटर गोल्ड सॉल्ट। कितना लेता हूं मैं,
10
10 मिलीलीटर
gold.
लिया मैंने इसके अंदर गोल्ड का सॉल्ट, और उसमें मैं ऐड करता हूं, क्या ऐड करता हूं, 1 मिलीलीटर स्टूडेंट्स, 10% सोल्यूशन ऑफ NaCl। देखो कि अगर इफ आई डोंट ऐड ए प्रोटेक्टिव कोलाइड इन दिस स्टूडेंट एंड आई टेक 10 मिलीलीटर एंड ऐड 1 मिलीलीटर ऑफ 10% NaCl, तो वो कोएगुलेट हो जाता है। क्या होता है, कोएगुलेट होता है। तो कोएगुलेट जब होता है तो इसका कलर चेंज हो जाता है। कैसे पता लगा कोएगुलेशन हो गई, कलर विल चेंज। इसका कलर होता है रेड स्टूडेंट्स।
Okay.
गोल्ड जो सॉल है स्टूडेंट्स, ये रेड होता है। और इसके अंदर तुमने ऐड कर दिया 1 मिलीलीटर 10% NaCl, तो इसका कलर चेंज हो जाता है। क्या कलर इसका हो जाता है स्टूडेंट्स, इट चेंजेस द कलर फ्रॉम रेड टू ब्लू।
Okay.
तो इसका मतलब कोएगुलेशन हो गई है। व्हाट इट मींस, कोएगुलेशन हो गई है।
Coagulation.
अब इसको प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए तुमने क्या किया स्टूडेंट्स, एडिड इन मिलीग्राम्स दीज डिफरेंट प्रोटेक्टिंग कोलाइड्स। ये क्या है, प्रोटेक्टिव कोलाइड्स।
Protecting colloids.
जेलेटिन, हेमोग्लोबिन, इनका अमाउंट ऐड कर दिया। और अब ये जब मैंने 1 मिलीलीटर 10% डाला तो अब वो कलर चेंज नहीं हुआ, मतलब कोएगुलेशन नहीं हुई, ठीक है। उसी को क्या बोलते हैं, गोल्ड नंबर।
Gold number.
अब यहाँ पे वैल्यूज दे रखी हैं स्टूडेंट गोल्ड नंबर की। जेलेटिन की 0.005, मतलब ये 0.005 मिलीग्राम है जो मैंने ऐड किया इसमें, और अब इसकी कोएगुलेशन नहीं हुई। गॉट द पॉइंट। सो मिनिमम अमाउंट इन मिलीग्राम्स विच आई एडेड किसमें, 10 मिलीलीटर गोल्ड सॉल्ट में, so that when 1 milliliter 10% NaCl is added, color will not change और coagulation will not change। समझ में आई स्टोरी।
Okay, sir.
तो यहां पर वैल्यूज दे दी मैंने, ये वैल्यू आपके टेबल में आ गई। तो बताओ कि सबसे बेस्ट कौन सा है, which is the best colloid for protection or which will be needed in the smallest amount students।
Sir, gelatin.
जेलेटिन का सबसे कम अमाउंट यूज हुआ है। देखो गोल्ड नंबर सबसे कम किसका है, जेलेटिन का।
Gelatin.
तो ये मोस्ट पावरफुल प्रोटेक्टिव पावर इसकी सबसे ज्यादा है।
Okay.
यही क्वेश्चन आ चुका पेपर में, इसीलिए मैं दिमाग लगा रहा हूँ। प्रोटेक्टिव पावर इसकी सबसे ज्यादा है इन दिस, सबसे मैक्सिमम इसी की लग रही है। यहाँ पर स्टूडेंट्स कैन बी कंफ्यूज्ड। आप सोचोगे गोल्ड नंबर ज्यादा तो प्रोटेक्टिव पावर ज्यादा, मोर द गोल्ड नंबर लेस द प्रोटेक्टिव पावर। तो रेसिप्रोकल ऑफ गोल्ड नंबर इज मेजर ऑफ द प्रोटेक्टिव पावर ऑफ द कोलाइड स्टूडेंट्स। हायर द गोल्ड नंबर लोअर द प्रोटेक्टिव
Protective
पावर।
power.
तो प्रोटेक्टिव पावर जो होती है वो इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल होती है किसके, गोल्ड नंबर की।
Gold number के.
This is a point to be noted. Protective power is inversely proportional to the gold number, student. The gold number will tell you which is the best protective colloid, student. The gelatin is very good colloid. You can see that the value of gold number is very small, therefore it will protect the gold colloids. So gelatin is added for the in the preparation of ice creams as a protective colloid for colloidal particles of ice. आइस क्रीम में क्या होता है, ये ऐड करते हैं जेलेटिन एज ए प्रोटेक्टिव कोलाइड, नहीं तो बर्फ जम जाती है. आर्गे रोल वो आई ड्रॉप्स होते हैं प्रोटेक्टेड बाय सम ऑर्गेनिक मटेरियल, इनमें प्रोटेक्टिव कोलाइड्स ऐड किए जाते हैं. यहाँ पर हमने स्मॉल लिस्ट दी है. स्टार्च देखा ना बहुत ज्यादा यूज हो रहा है एज कंपेयर टू जेलेटिन. स्टार्च इज बीइंग यूज्ड इन वेरी लार्ज अमाउंट. The gold number of starch is high, therefore protection power of starch is less than gelatin. समझ में आ गया?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Proteins in blood like hemoglobin protect the blood from coagulation. अब देख लिया ब्लड के अंदर जो प्रोटीन्स होती हैं ना स्टूडेंट्स, आपके ब्लड में प्रोटीन्स जो हैं वो हेमोग्लोबिन इन ब्लड लाइक हेमोग्लोबिन. Proteins in blood like hemoglobin is a protein.
Yes, sir.
Hemoglobin is a protein. It protects the blood from coagulation. क्योंकि इतने सारे इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स बॉडी में जा रहे हैं, तुम्हें खा रहे हो पता नहीं कहीं कितना कुछ खा रहे हो सुबह से रात तक, तो इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स क्या करेंगे, कोएगुलेट कर देंगे. फिर तो जो प्रोटेक्शन मिल रही है उसको हेमोग्लोबिन जो है, हेमोग्लोबिन प्रोटीन है स्टूडेंट्स. हेमोग्लोबिन का कितना वैल्यू है, 0.03 to 0.07. काफी इफेक्टिव है ये हेमोग्लोबिन. देख रहे हैं गोल्ड नंबर बहुत लो है, so it's a good protective colloid which is
Yes,
present inside your blood. That's why the coagulation is not taking place. यहाँ तक समझ में आई सारी स्टोरी?
Yes, sir.
All right, this was the most important topic for exam. Let me tell you, because hard issues rules, gold number, they are very important and must understand it very carefully, students. I've spent, that's why a table have been given to you and shown that how coagulating, what is coagulating value, what is gold number. Lower the gold number, more effective is the protective power of the colloid, student. Gelatin is the best, as you can see, protective colloid in the list we have given. Inside your blood, you know, hemoglobin is a protein which is protecting the blood from coagulation. All right, then. Good night. Bye bye. We'll see you in the next class.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.